Hey guys, today I'm going to introduce to you how to do the order operations. So you may experience a lot of different symbols like multiplication, division, addition, subtraction, exponentials and stuff like this. A lot of these specific symbols and expressions, right? Now, some of you might be a bit confused about what to do first if there's no specific order that they tell you to do it in the question. So today I'm going to show you the exact order that you're going to be looking at when you're solving these kind of expressions, and then if you memorize this part will be very simple, and it's very essential part, so watch very closely. Now the first one, the very first step is perform operations with brackets first. So with any type of simplification process, you make sure you look at the brackets first, okay? So whatever's inside the brackets, you simplify that first, okay? So see if there's any brackets, that's what you do first. Now second, calculate any part involving exponents. Exponents are like powers, okay? So say for example if I have 2 to the power 4 or 5 to the power of 2, whatever it is, if that's something with the powers, you do that one next. So if there's no brackets, then you move on to the exponents. So if you see if there's any powers, you simplify that one first. Okay, so that's the second step. Now the third one, perform all divisions and multiplications. So after you've found that there's brackets and you simplified it, and after you simplify the exponents, you move on to some divisions and multiplication. So if there's none of the first two, you go straight into any divisions or multiplications. It doesn't really matter which order, so you can do the multiplications first and then the divisions, but trying to remember in this order just for the sake of learning and memorizing. So divisions and multiply next. And then the last one is additions and subtractions. So the very last thing you do is add and subtract. And again, it doesn't really matter which order. You can do subtraction first if there's both of them. You can do the subtraction first and then add, or you can do the addition first and then subtract. It doesn't really matter, but try to memorize it in this order. So the reason why I put these in bold and capital letters is because it gives you a good way of memorizing it. So see, we have B, and we have E, we have D for division, and for multiplication, A and S, like that. So if you read it out, it says BEDMAS. So trying to memorize the word BEDMAS, and that's going to be the order that you operate your expressions or simplification processes. So BEDMAS, trying to memorize it this way, and then we can now try the questions, okay? So trying to remember the order. So question 1, okay, it's going to ask you to evaluate this or simplify this as much as possible. Now, first of all, remember BEDMAS, the B stands for brackets. So brackets, do we have any of those? We don't, so we don't have to worry about that. Do we have any exponents? We don't have any powers or exponents, whatever you want to call it, so we don't worry about that anymore. So now we move on to the divisions and multiplications. And the first I can see is the division, isn't it? 15 divided by 3. And what's that, guys? So let's just simplify one thing at a time. So 15 divided by 3 is 5, isn't it? So I'm going to put 5 there now in replacement of that. Now let's go further. I can see some multiplication. Remember, we always do divisions and multiplication first. So now that we see some multiplication, we do that one next. So 5 times 2 is simply 10. And then now we're only left with subtraction and addition. And as I said, it doesn't really matter which order you do this one in. So I'll just do the subtraction first, the one that just comes first. So 42 minus 10 is 32. And then 32 plus 4 is 36. That's the idea, okay? So the order is important. Now question 2. Okay, again, remember BEDMAS. Maybe I should write it over here. BEDMAS. So the first one we have to look at is B for brackets. Okay, and you can see the brackets straight away, don't we? So now let's simplify inside the brackets first. The reason why I've circled that one is because there's multiplication. Remember, if there's multiplication and subtraction, which one comes first? The multiplication. See, multiplication is before the S, so we have to do the multiplication first. So I look inside the brackets, and I know that inside the brackets this is first, so 3 times 4, I just simplify that to 12. Now still we have brackets. We have to simplify whatever's inside the brackets first. So let's look at it. 12 minus 5. What is that? 7. So I've just replaced that with 7, and because it's just a single number, we don't need any more brackets. Now, we have a multiplication sign and an addition sign. Which one comes first, guys? The M comes before the A, so we do multiplication first. So 2 times 7 is 14, and then just add it together, you get 22. It's very simple, isn't it? As long as you follow this order. Question 3. Okay, we have no brackets, no exponents. And then, do we have any divisions? Yes, we do, don't we? So let's do the 12 divided by 4 first, which is equivalent to 3. So I've just replaced that with 3. Now we have addition and subtraction. Addition and subtraction come last, and that's the only one we have, so we can just perform the addition and subtraction. And again, it doesn't really matter which order for these two. So I'll just do the addition first. 4 plus 17 is 21, and then 21 minus 3 is 18. Simple as that. Very, very simple. Question 4. Okay, so we don't have any brackets, but we have some exponents, don't we, here? See how we have powers? We have 2 to the power of 3 and 5 to the power of 2. So that's what we're going to be simplifying first. Now the first one I'll simplify is just the first one that comes first in the line. So 2 cubed, what's that? 8. And then 5 squared, so that's the second exponent. Let's simplify that now. It's 25, isn't it? So now we have left with multiplication and subtraction signs. Which one comes first, guys? Can everyone tell me? It's obviously the multiplication before the subtraction. So let's do the multiplication first, which is 24. And then 24 minus 25 is negative 1. Okay, that's what you're going to do. So the last one, you just do it, and that's the answer. Okay, question 5. We'll do one more and see if you guys can try this on your own if you get the idea of this. It shouldn't be too difficult. So give it a shot on your own if you can. But otherwise, I'll have a go as well. First of all, brackets. Do we have any? Yes, we do. So what's inside the brackets? 5 minus 3, which is 2. So I've just replaced whatever's inside the brackets with 2. And we don't need any more brackets now because it's just a singular number 2. Now, do we have any exponents? Yes, we do. We've got 2 squared, don't we? Which is, we can simplify that to 4. So 2 squared, I just replace that with 4. Now, the next one. Do we have any divisions or multiplications? Yes, we do. So 4 times 4 is 16. Now, the only one left is subtraction. We'll just do it straight away. 3 minus 16 is negative 13. And that is the answer. Very, very simple, right? So all I did, guys, was follow this order of operations. B for brackets, E for exponential, D for division, multiplication. These two can come in whatever order, and addition and subtraction come last, and again, they can come in whatever order. BEDMAS. Just remember this word here, get it familiar with in your head, and that will make it easier for you to solve these kind of expressions.